Peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. I say. We in here, y'all. We in here with it. Okay, y'all. We in here with it. Okay, so peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. I say. I'm coming at y'all with another day with another video. I hope all you blissful, beautiful souls out there having a beautiful, prosperous day. Grand rising to a lot of the souls out there. Grand rising to a lot of you out there who probably just now getting up. I know me myself. I'm just now getting up. So grand rising to a lot of y'all out there. So excuse my appearance. You know, we real up a rich over here. Peace and gratitude to the God divine insight. As the family receives my blessings. But like I said, yeah, we here again today with a part 2 of a video we did about 2 weeks ago. You feel me? So about 2 weeks ago, we made a prophecy, right, about the celestial, hold on. About 2 weeks ago, we made a prophecy, right, of the force of the cosmic heat, right? The forces of the cosmic heat. So about 2 weeks ago, we did a video talking about the forces of the cosmic heat, which will be a part 1 to this. So if you haven't seen that, it's imperative that you go see that. So yeah, we're running a part 2. This will be a part 2. This will be a part 2 of the force of the cosmic heat, right? Because about 2 weeks ago, we made a prophecy talking about what is happening now about this celestial heat. So we're gonna decode it, or what's going on in today's day about this celestial heat for y'all. You feel me? So welcome in here. The camera is not gonna be on me as much today because we do have the computer here with us today to use a reference, so I can actually show y'all what is going on and now in today's day with your sun that is in the sky, right? So before we get into the video though, before we even actually get into it, you know, it's imperative that we set the right spiritual, right vibratorial frequency. So with that being said, I want to give a peace to all my gods and goddesses of planet God. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation, or positive enlightenment always creates elevation, right? An acronym that been being used for centuries and centuries by the gods and goddesses. But stay focused on, I want to give a gratitude and peace to my elders. I want to give a gratitude and peace to my middle age group. And I want to give a gratitude and peace to my peers, with that being 21 and under, your youth. So let's jump right into it. So about 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, we made this prophecy, right? We made this statement, right? We made this video about your sun, about your celestial heat. And that's why I say, if you haven't seen part 1, it's imperative that you go watch that, because we basically got into the basic breakdown of your sun, right? Of the sun that is on this realm. But now in today's day, or 2 days ago, which was June 28th, so 2 days ago, your sun had an upgrade to it. It had a celestial upgrade to it. Your sun, 2 days ago, your sun was emitting celestial forces, and these celestial forces was hitting a certain part of the planet, and to take out a certain population of people. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're gonna be getting into today. We decoding all this for y'all, so y'all just sit here and stay tuned. You feel me? Again, like I said, we got the computer pulled up for y'all, so we're gonna be getting deep today. We're gonna be basically decoding what's going on as far as with your sun. So before we even get into the decoding, let's just go ahead and see what they're saying. Let's just go ahead and see what they're talking about. You feel me? Because like I said, the camera not gonna really be on me too much today, because of the fact we're gonna be looking for the because of the fact we're gonna be decoding these. So hold on, y'all. So the camera not gonna really too much be on me, so let's jump right into it. So yeah. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of breakdown about part one. For those of you who probably in here now and haven't seen part one of the forces of the cosmic heat. Just to give you a little run through, a little breakdown. So basically in part one of this, we talked about the breakup and the makeup of your sun on this planet. We talked about all the basic things that they hid from you. We talked about all the things that keeps you. We talked about why you are genetically connected with the planet. So I cannot, because this is the ancestors' message, I cannot backtrack myself. So that's why I say if you haven't seen part one, please go see that, because it's not gonna make sense now. Feel me? But we're gonna jump right into it though. So just flip the camera around for y'all. So basically, right? Okay. So we on PBS News, right? And on PBS News 2 days ago, your sun went through a gateway, and the sun in your sky went through a gateway 2 days ago, and this gateway that your sun went through 2 days ago, right? Where's the date? Let's find the date. So 2 days ago, your sun went through a retrograde, and it was targeting a specific place of this planet. It was targeting a specific land with a specific group of people, right? So we finna break all this down today in this video for y'all. We finna break all this down for this part two. You feel me? So we got Francis records around 1,000 additional deaths. France records around 1,000 additional deaths as extreme heat sets European records. Feel me? We decoding all this today, but I want y'all to see. I want y'all to have a visual reference of my point here. More so like the decoding of these organized lies, right? So they're trying to hide something from you guys right now, and that is what we're here decoding. All right, so this is what's being hidden from you guys right now, right? We don't know this. We don't know this. So in France, it's 1,000 deaths, right? 2 days ago. So why 2 days ago we don't know our sun went through a retrograde? Okay, so 2 days ago, your sun emitted this celestial, hold on. 2 days ago, your sun, we just making sure the live running good, feel me? But 2 days ago, your sun went through a phase of emitting this force. It went through like a force of emitting cosmic heat, you know, celestial heat, celestial rays. And this is what they don't tell you, right? So a little more about your sun right quick. See, your sun emits full photon energy, and you got to understand that this full photon energy that your sun emits is genetically linked to plasma energy, right? This full photon energy that your sun emits is genetically linked to plasma energy. Well, it is directly linked to plasma energy. This plasma energy is absorbed by the carbon within your skin, by the ethers within your on your skull cap. You know, the ether that's within your body. The carbon, the neuromelanin that's within your skin is absorbing these rays from the sun. But you have a certain race of beings on this planet who can't do that, right? Science, and it's not more so of a degrading them thing. This is more so of a like a science thing, you know, because you gotta understand us being gods and goddesses having souls, spirit, so having souls and spirit, you know what I'm saying? Us being non-ether beings, carbonated beings, you feel me? We're able to take on this type of heat, we're able to take on this type of celestial energy, we're able to take these type of rays, celestial rays, right? So um what they don't tell you is it's a race of beings on this planet who can't take those celestial rays. So this is why they even have to use us. This is why they even or in other words, us just being in their atmosphere, we give them life, right? Because keep in mind, we're taking in, we're naturally absorbing these celestial rays coming off the sun, whether you know it or not, right? And you've been able to do that on a planet that has a race of beings that can't do that. You are giving life to them. You see what I'm saying? You're giving life to them. So if you were to understand who you are, and then you were to understand your son, and then you start to channel that energy from the sun a different way, in a little more, in a little more advanced. Now you got to realize how much you're giving life back. You feel me? Because you breathe out carbon, right? You breathe out carbon. This is why they had to make the corona mask, right? Keep it over your nose so you can give yourself carbon poison, because you're not supposed to. It's only it's you know what I'm saying. You're not supposed to keep breathing in carbon. If you got something over your face, right? The carbon that you breathing out is going right back in. You feel what I'm saying? That's poisoning yourself. But to stay focused, you have these celestial rays naturally within you, right? So with us upgrading, with us remembering who we are, with the planet rising in frequency, with us going through a grand awakening, this is unlocking certain genetics within us. This is enhancing certain genetics within us. Because keep in mind, we have DEA, not DNA. We have deoxyetheric acid. You feel me? As well as RNA, and as well as organic energy. You feel me? But you have another race of beings on this planet who has DNA, and because they have a genetics of DNA, right, they cannot take on the full photon energies, and they cannot take on the celestial rays coming from the sun. So, um, your beings which are DEA, right, being your carbonated neuromelanated beings, these beings give life within the atmosphere. These beings push life into the atmosphere, and this is how your beings with the DNA are able to still be able to, you know what I'm saying? This is how they're able to receive this energy, because it's coming off of the people with the DEA. But the more the people with the DEA upgrade, the more the sun upgrades, right? The more the planet upgrades. The more the people with the DEA remember themselves, tap into themselves, awaken themselves, the more the sun remembers itself, tap into itself, awaken itself. So that means the higher you raise your frequency, the hotter the sun gets. The more you wake up, the hotter the sun gets. The brighter the sun gets, the bigger the sun gets, the stronger the sun gets, right? Because you are the sun, genetically, right? You have chromosomes within you, right? And the sun is a chromosome itself, which has a chromosphere around it, which makes you go like this, which is the reason why you can't look directly at it, because that's the chromosphere of the sun. And you have chromosomes within you, thousands of them. So let's stay focused. Um, this is what genetically links you to the sun. And you have receptors, you have natural receptors that grow from your avatar because of this fact that you naturally eat energy from the sun. All right. This is another reason why you have ether all over you. You feel me? Um, but with your race of beings who can't take on this full photon energy, they suffer from it, right? So the more the people who are genetically connected with the sun wake up and remember they are, the more the sun is gonna enhance, amplify, And these people with DNA are gonna suffer more because of this, right? So that meaning, okay, the more we go back to our origins, the more we get back to our original state, the more the beings, the more the beings that are not uh, natural to this planet suffer, right? So another thing they don't tell you about your son is based off this right here. Another thing they don't tell you about your son is how it's really not a ball of light. It is really black. Like if you look at the sun, for my sun gazers, those who know, when you're gazing into the sun, it is a black dot. It is a black hole. You feel me? But it is, but you have, because of this, because of it being a black dot, you have certain ancestors and you have certain beings that are still able to send messages through the sun, that are still able to work through the sun, because you got to keep in mind your sun and your sky is an actual weapon. It's an actual solar weapon. Why is it a solar weapon? Because it is genetically linked to your soul, right? What color is your solar plexus? Yellow. What color do they make the sun seem? Yellow, right? But in reality, the same way the sun is a black dot is the same way your solar plexus is a black dot. But um, this bright light that you think it is not that light. It is only appearing as that light because um, it possesses the highest state of matter. It possesses the highest state of frequency on this realm. So it is black. You feel me? That's like uh, all colors coming together. Black. You feel me? Where all colors come from, black. So let's keep this in mind, right? Let's keep that in mind. But you have certain beings that work through this solar weapon that you know of as your son, right? The black dot. And Bobby Hemmett spoke on this a lot too, as well. You know what I'm saying? The guy Divine Insight spoke on this. You know, a lot of other guys that was down here spoke on this. But um, you have certain ancestors and certain advanced races of beings, Anunnaki or your Anunnaki gods, uh, who still use this sun from higher uh, realms, and they still can channel this sun just as well as you can from right here. They still channel this sun to send messages through it. They still channel it to use it to destruct certain parts, you know what I'm saying, destruct certain people at a certain time, at a certain place, you know what I'm saying, on a certain day, you feel me? And you got these energies and these beings who are uh, strictly assigned to working with the sun just to help you out in this grand warfare. You feel what I'm saying? So, so this is what they're not telling you. This is what they're not telling you. So your sun is actually working. Your sun is actually working with the planet right now, and your sun is working with beings who sit right above the firmament. You feel me? It's beings and ships sitting right outside the firmament right now, and these beings are working through your sun. These beings are working through your planet, through nature. These beings are working through certain individuals. You feel me? This is why this take place and why your sun is heating up like this. Because it has to. It has to. For you to even be able to unlock certain genetics, for you to even be able to reach certain abilities in the physical, you must receive a certain type of heat. You see, it's gonna all make sense. But let's flip the camera. Let's get back to this. Stay with me. Hold on, y'all. Y'all stay with me because I don't want to lose y'all. You feel me? But we gonna all make it make sense. But right now, we just gotta decode these organized lies, right? We gotta tell you why, or we gotta tell you what they're not telling you. We gotta tell you what they're keeping from you, right? Let's continue. So, okay. So, France records around 1,000 additional deaths, and as extreme heat sets European records. Keep in mind of their wordplay here. Let's keep in mind of their wordplay all throughout, right? Let's keep in mind of their wordplay. And look at the visualizations that they are showing you. All right. Okay. France saw around 1,000 additional deaths last week at the height of its record-smashing heat waves. The country's public health agency said Sunday the head of the World Health Organization warned that Europe is now the fastest warming continent. Let's keep in word of their wordplay here, but we're gonna break it down. It needs to do more to protect its citizens. Temperature records were topping several countries. On the weekend, wildfires were sparked in Germany and Berlin. Police used water cannons to cool down the crowds. Meanwhile, the heat wave slowly moved towards the eastern parts of the continent. Okay, so keeping word of their wordplay here. This is imperative. Now they moving on subjects. Germany marked a new record for the third day in a row. Like I said, we're gonna break all this down, y'all. But I just want y'all to see this first. All right. I want y'all to see what they got to say, what they said. Peep these numerologies too. Peep these numerologies and peep the wordplay. Marked a new record for the third day in a row. We know the real meaning. We understand the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9, right? Okay, let's keep this in mind, y'all. This is all they report from PBS News. Okay. Let's keep the numerology in mind. Okay, let's go. There were more than 1,200 deaths on Wednesday when France was sweltering under its hottest temperatures, increasing to more than 1,400 deaths on each of the 2 following days. Public Health France said in April and May, before the heat wave, French rate of death was about 900 to 1,000 per day. But keep in mind, in April and May, right, before the heat wave, France's rate of deaths was about 900 to 1,000 per day, right? Before the heat waves, said by Public Health, right? Okay. The agency included that France experienced total at least 1,000 additional deaths during those 3 days alone. An estimate it cautioned it is likely to increase more as more data is collected, including for deaths at home. Okay, hold on, y'all. Because you're gotta read in between the lines. Okay. Now, while I sit here and do what I do, I want y'all to look at that. Okay. Now, let's look at this right here. Right now, 150 million people are living under extreme heat. Hundreds have died. Schools are shut. Grids are buckling. Look how they made this seem, right? Look how they're making it sound. They're trying to make it sound like they just informing you, right? But it's deeper than that. Because then look how they placed. Look where they placed the words. Look how they placed them. Why wasn't it grids are buckling right now as 150 million people are living under extreme heat? You feel me? Why right now 150 million people are living under extreme heat? Hundreds have died. Schools are shut. Grids are buckling, right? And then let's not skip this. Europe is the fastest warming continent on Earth, right? Hold on, because now they're, you know what I'm saying? You see, okay, like I said, we're gonna break all this down because there's still conjunct lies in here, but they'll tell you the truth of what's going on, but you have to read between the lines, right? Driving by climate change and global warming, the once in a generation heat wave is now occurring nearly every year. We're gonna put the camera right there for y'all. Now I want y'all to just sit on that. Hold on. I want y'all to sit on that. We're gonna read that one more time. I want y'all to sit on it. And like I said, we're gonna break all this down. So keep all this in mind. Driving by climate change and global warmings. The once in a generation heat wave is now occurring nearly every year. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, y'all. All right. Now, we're gonna continue reading. We're gonna continue reading for y'all. All right. Now, I want y'all to peep this. Heat stress is often called the silent killer. In Europeans' homes, workplaces, and schools were not built for these temperatures. What really those they meant? Let's read in between the lines here. Let's understand and let's be aware of the etymology that they're playing with. Were not built for those temperatures. When they mean those temperatures, they mean those high temperatures that they're receiving now. You feel me? Tedros, or however you pronounce that, warned, as he called on European countries to implement actions plans. He said they should focus on preparedness, prevention, and stronger health system responses. Okay. Well, After that was BS, as we clearly see. But let's focus on this right here. Um, this once in a generation heat wave is now currently every or nearly every year. But we know it is every year, actually. You feel me? Look at the AIs. Okay, now let's break this down. Let's break this down, right? Because they're keeping away a lot, but they're telling you what's going on in there. They're telling you what's going on, right? And this is what we talked about 2 weeks ago, which was the part 1 of this video. You feel me? We talked about this 2 weeks ago, and look what they're now coming out with. And this is PBS News. You feel me? So y'all can go in there and see this for yourself. So basically, what they're keeping from you, right? What they're not telling you is that what's going on right now is you have ancestors and beings that are using the sun to take out a certain amount of people and to direct it at a certain place of the planet, right? So you have a certain place of the planet that's being attacked right now. Why is that? Because you have certain beings there right now, right, who are directly the same people from this great invasion that took place and that led to this grand evil that is here now and that's going on now. So um, um, hold on, y'all. So basically, now let's talk about Europe, right? The Europeans. Let's understand why this is going on in Europe. This is the part, the starting point of what they're not telling you. The breakdown, starting point of what they're not telling you of what's going on in Europe and why this is taking place in Europe. So basically, um, like I said, you have these ancestors, these superior advanced race that is using the sun to take out these individuals, because these individuals' time on this planet is up. They had 550 man-made years on this planet after the Great Invasion. You know what I'm saying? And that is up, and now it's time. So let's break down this Europe, right? Because we gotta understand that Europe is not what they tell us it is, right? Europe, your Europeans, were your main ones in war with our ancestors, right? Your Europeans were your main ones in war with our ancestors. Your Europeans were a lot of your Caucasians who did a lot of evil things, right? As far as in this witchcraft, right? As far as in this pedagore, which we know pedagore is when you rape and eat kids, you know, molest and eat kids. When we're talking about this cruelty, mad, disgusting cruelty was taking place in Europe. You feel me? Was all taking place in Europe by these Europeans, and these Europeans are now the ones who are still helping running America. You feel me? Um, your Europeans are the ones who like. Okay, so basically, after we fell in frequency and we entered this, and we entered their centuries, right? And you know, you had centuries where you had kingdoms and tribes, what they call tribes, or what we became as tribes, and you know, all throughout um, that landmass where Europe is, you know, and under Europe, what they say is Africa, or um, which we know that that landmass is not across the ocean, right? That is all connected, and but let's stay focused. This is where Europe is where. Okay, so and then originally, okay, so originally before they got here, that landmass where they call Europe was never the warmest spot of, you know, this planet ever. Like Europe, okay, so anciently Europe really never received as much heat as the rest of the planet did. You feel me? So for Europe to even be receiving this type of heat, this is something new. This is what they're telling you. But this is what they're not telling you, but this is what they're telling you. This is something new because anciently Europe never even received this much heat, right? Anciently Europe never received this much heat. And now that it is because these people, what they have done there, and that they're still there, you know, and who is, and the people that's in control there, you know what I'm saying, the people who's hiding underground there, in bunkers underground there, in some of those Caucasus Mountains, you feel me? France, uh, uh, and anciently, right, this realm has three main portals, and those three main portals to this realm, uh, you have one, well, the main portal is centered in what they call now today's day North America, right? And then you have another portal centered in the landmass that they call Africa, right? And then your third portal is centered right in Italy, France. You feel me? Um, London, all that is sits on that third main portal of this um, realm. So understand, this is why those this is why those negative principalities even set on those parts of that planet. You feel me? This is why Europe is being attacked with this cosmic heat right now. Right? This is why Europe is receiving the heat it is right now. You feel me? Because of the negative principalities that took place on that landmass, the negative principalities that came and did the most crueltiest things to our people on that landmass. Their time is up. And they're only telling you that, you know what I'm saying, only to 900 to 1,200 people died. And it's really more than that dying, you feel me? It's more than that dying. They tell you 1,000 dying. They tell you it's 1,200. They keeping the numbers down. So it's not scaring you. Because you're not going to understand what's going on. You're going to be like, damn, son, killing people. But you have to understand it's killing off people that is not natural to the planet. Because these people that are not natural to the planet have enslaved us and have did so many cruel things to us in our realm. You feel me? It'll be different if they was here and they weren't doing none of that. But now they done did so much that they have to go. Feel me? So this is what's taking place in Europe. Right? This is what's taking place in Europe. And you got, like I said, originally this round had 2 suns, but because of the bond the Moors built with these human beings, your Caucasians, these Moors were, because of the bond these Moors built with them as they were sent to uh, re-engineer them, they had started um, reproducing with these people. Like, they had started catching what you want to call feelings for these people. So they had started telling them things, just telling them things. And they were taking, and these human being race was taking all this in, and then they eventually used it against us. So uh, the stuff that the Moors told them, the human beings were able to use it against us. And then, you know what I'm saying, they were able to use because so look, so anciently you have a Makerba. Your Makerba is like, I'm gonna do a whole another video about that, but to give you a little scratch to get you familiar, your Makerba is anciently, you have an ancient Makerba that sits within you, right? That sits around you. What is a Makerba? You have a Makerba, like it's a pyramid that's pointing up, and you have a pyramid that's pointing down, right? And they twist like that. You feel me? And anciently, this Makerba is the 5-point star. This is the makeup of your God physique, right? This is what allows you to be able to use this vessel. This is what allows you to be able to use certain um, advanced mechanics that's higher than quantum mechanics to be, because I can't put it in words, so I just got to tell you it's higher than quantum mechanics. But this is how you're able to use certain mechanics that's advanced than higher quantum mechanics to be able to do certain things with your atoms, to be able to like manipulate the density with your whole vessel, right? But to stay focused, you have a Makerba around you, right? And then you have a Makerba. Anciently we had a Makerba outside of us that we all put effort into building, right? And this Makerba we had, these human beings had used this Makerba to force our second sun out the atmosphere. And this Makerba that they had used to force our second sun out the atmosphere, they were then able to lower us. They were able to use that to put us way lower in frequency. You feel me? After that, after the second sun was blew out the atmosphere, we fell way lower in frequency. So, and the Makerba disappeared as well. You feel me? So this was like killing 2 birds with 1 stone for them. So as soon as they blew our second sun out the atmosphere, the Makerba wasn't there no more. You feel me? But the second sun is coming back. The second sun has arrived. It's arriving. It's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer every day, every year, every month in their Gregorian calendars, in their time illusion. Right? This is what they're not telling you. That second sun is coming back. It's getting closer, and the closer it get, the more of them eradicate. Because what they have did to that sun remembers. That sun is alive. That sun is a part of us. You feel me? But the sun you have in this sky right here, right now, they weren't able to remove this sun. So this is why they just added 5 CGI layers to the sky to try to block it, and put clouds and chemtrails in your sky now to try to block it. To keep you from receiving those celestial rays directly. This is why they tamper with your sky. Because they can't do nothing with that sun right there. You feel me? And as that sun get hotter, that's just letting us know the closer that other sun is getting. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. The closer the other sun getting, is charging up this sun as well. And as we charge up, we charging up that sun as well. So imagine how much charging up that is. That's like, feel me? That's gonna cause a direct metamorphosis on impact. We're gonna immediately go back to that. Yeah, you feel me? But this is what's taking place, and it's all taking place. It's all gonna start in Europe. You feel me? Because that's one of the portals that these negative principalities are on, and they must be removed from that. They must be removed from there, and they must be removed from the planet. And because they are single-cell organisms, they can't come back. They only have one lifetime. We can come back because we have soul and spirit. We are not single-cell organisms. We are not the being. This is cosmic science. This is facts. This is not a race thing. This is not none of that. This is not a skin thing. This is not none of this. Is science, biological facts on a basic level. You feel me? So this is what's taking place. This is why you have people in Europe dying off like that. These principalities dying off like that. They're being attacked because we're waking up and we're going back to that original state we were. And their years of being here are up. You feel me? But we're not done decoding for y'all because we got one more thing to decode for y'all. They have been keeping away from y'all as well. So now I want to point out this. Let's get to this because we haven't forgot about this, right? I told y'all to keep this in mind. Right? Driven by climate change and global warming, the once in a generation heat wave is now occurring every year. Okay, so we broke down the little every year stuff, right? We know why that's happening every year because that's just them calculating the closer the sun getting back to this planet, back to this atmosphere, right? So this once in a generation, right? So what they mean by once in a generation, this is what they're not telling you right there. This is the main thing that they are keeping from you when they say this once in a generation, right? So this once in a generation are actually because, okay, and this is why it's peace to the God, divine insight, right? A lot may know him as Rashad Jamal, but he spoke on this a lot because we are the last generation. You feel me? All the ancient souls that incarnated here now, that is here now on this planet, we are the last generations. This is why we are witnessing the collapse of the system. This is why everything is going on. This is why we are seeing the destruction of the world. You feel me? Because we are the last generation. You see what I'm saying? Bobby Hemmett, the guy Bobby Hemmett spoke on this too a lot. You feel me? But we are the last generation. In fact, and with us being the last generation, we didn't come here to leave with nothing. With us being the last generation, we came here to win the war. You feel me? I want to get, like, I'm charged up, so, but I'm in the house, but you feel me? But yeah, I feel that energy because we're the last generation. So we didn't come here to leave with nothing. We didn't come here to not gain nothing. We came here to win this war. You feel me? We came here to take back what's ours. We came here to get the planet what he needs. We came here to get that sun what he needs. This is what the last generation came here to do. And we came as a full generation, all the way from your 60s up, your indigo children. You feel me? From your 60s on down. You feel what I'm saying? Indigo children, last generation. You feel me? So all the way from your 1960s, your 1970s, your 1980s, your 1990s, 2000s, all indigo children, the last generation. We came as a whole. You feel what I'm saying? And with us being the last generation, right? We're a whole new generation of them. With us being the last generation, we're a whole new generation. This last generation is here. It's a whole new generation. Why is it a whole new generation? Because the the the, the last generation is here now. All the indigo children is here now. That they have split up in different groups, right? We are the 144,000. We are the 144,000 warriors, galactic warriors, guardians of the galaxies that was sent here to help that was sent here to help this planet in this war. That was sent here to help raise the frequency and vibration of this planet. That was sent here to bring that second sun back into this atmosphere, to get them off this planet. So the new souls here can rise. Because there are no new souls here because of this war. There are no babies here because of this war. Ain't no babies here. Because this war, after this great invasion took place, you feel me? In their man-made years of 1492, after this great invasion took place, there was no more baby souls being sent here in vessels. After that, it was straight gods being incarnated. After that, after 1492 of their invasion of this realm. You feel me? So it has been no souls that has been able to come here and use this realm as what it's supposed to be for, which is a spiritual dojo to further enlightenment and learn soul. You feel me? And we can't do that because we have people in our way. You feel what I'm saying? This is why all this is taking place. But it's taking place, this all got something to do. This all got something to do with what's going on in Europe right now. Right? And like I said, we already talked about this 2 weeks ago. And now they coming out with something on PBS News with it. Hey. But this is why they don't, this is why it's imperative that we soak in the sun, right? It's imperative that we soak in the sun because this is the rays we need in this time, right? And this once in a generation heat wave that's hitting the planet in their man-made years of this year. This is for us. This is to amplify and enhance us. So we need this. It's imperative that we get out there. Feel me? They call it a once in a generation heat wave because this once in a generation beings that's here to them. This is why they doing so much to keep us away from our true nature. You feel me? I might expand upon this with a part 3, but I don't know, because although I be giving y'all these drops, you feel me? I still be feeling the way about this myself. You feel what I'm saying? So it's but this is what's going on. This is what they're not telling you, and this is why it's going on in Europe. You feel me? Let's decode this right now, because a lot of people ain't even gonna know what's going on. A lot of people ain't even gonna know why this is happening. feel me? Let's go back to the top. We just decoded this. French records around 1,000 additional deaths as extreme heat says European records. You feel me? And they gonna lie and tell you it's 1,000. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna lie and tell you it's 1,000. Look at the numerology that they play with. 1, what time? 11:41, right? They're playing with the numbers. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all gotta peep. They play with numbers. Then they play with then they play with their wordplay. They play with that etymology. You see that? European is the fastest warming continent on Earth, heating at twice the global average. Why is that? Right? That's because they are being attacked by these. That's because they are being attacked, and this second sun is coming back, and this last generation is here. You feel me? And as this second sun coming back, and as this last generation wake up and break from their system, break from this nanobot technology, and break from all their Novocaine, and break from all this, break from all this light code lockdown. You feel me? We're remembering who we are, and as we remember who we are, as we wake up, you feel me? And we see that we've been conjured. You feel me? We see that we've been conquered, and we remember that. You know what I'm saying? We're further. We're claiming our sovereignty. We're claiming our sovereignty. Wait, hold on. We're claiming our sovereignty. You feel me? And this is causing us to rise the planet, and this is causing us to rise the sun. This is causing us to be forced back into our original nature. You feel what I'm saying? So it's imperative that we keep this in mind. It's imperative that we take in on this, because their man-made years is up. Don't let them scare you and make it seem like your time is up. Their time is up. And they're gonna try to take as many people as they can with them. Right? So it's imperative that we stay aware of that. This is what's going on in Europe. This is why it's going on in Europe. Feel me? We already talked about this. We really be like, feel me? I tell a lot of people, like, you will never know when a prophet is in your life or around you until they reveal themselves, because it is not meant for them to just reveal themselves, you know? So you will never know when an angelic being is in your presence unless they reveal themselves. Yeah, you will feel that good energy from them because they're an angelic being that's radiating out for them. You feel me? High vibrations, high frequencies, naturally. But you will never know that they're a true angelic being until they reveal themselves. And until then, all you will know is that they're a very, very, very good person. And they have a lot of jack of trades. You know what I'm saying? You got angelic beings here. You got angelic beings in their purest form sitting right above the dome. You got angelic beings traveling through galaxy to galaxy. What they tell you is stars at night, and they call them shooting stars. They call your angelic beings and your ancestors that travel shooting stars. And they're not shooting stars. They're angelic beings traveling in their Merkabas from galaxy to galaxy, planet to planet. You feel me? This is what's taking place. I want to show y'all one thing. Look how they play with numbers. Alright. This say, Charles said that adding that more than 13,000 executed deaths have been recorded since June 21, linked to high temperatures in Europe. And then why is it the silent killer? Because it's their ancestors. You feel me? Look how they play with numbers. 13. 13 bloodlines, 13 royal families. They know their time is up. See, they playing with the live. See, they playing with the live. Wait, how long have I been muted? Cause see, they playing with the live. What's the last thing that y'all heard me say? Hold on, let's see. What's the last thing y'all heard me say? Why are you playing with the live like that? But yeah, y'all. Okay, if anything, y'all ain't. If y'all got questions, just comment when this becomes a video. If y'all got questions, just comment below. But we're gonna leave this off as we can. Peace to all the guys and goddesses of Planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. I'll leave as I come.